Hey guys, how's it going? It's March 11th, 2019. And yeah, I got the webcam out again. Why not? So, I was going to go rail fanning tonight, and then my son got a last minute appointment for some, what do you call it? Oh, what the hell do you call those damn things? Massage therapy. So, anyways, I'm looking at the TV over there. That's my rail driver where this camera's sitting, because that's about as much as it's used to. It holds my camera very nicely. That's about all the rail driver I use anymore. Bottom line is my days of Run 8, I think, are done. Which is okay. Now this sounds a negative again. It sounds like, oh, I'm getting all down in the dumps now. Run 8 in its current form and the current participation levels, or my current server, or sorry, my current internet, you combine all the factors and it's just, I really feel my days in Run 8 are over. Depending upon what happens in version 3, if it can do, because now I'm turning into single player. So if single player works, then hey, maybe I'll be back. But and I think this is why I'm kind of coming to the conclusion, a little bit depressed. We tried one more shot, Scott and I. It's still there. I might, who knows, I might do some nostalgia run. The rail driver is going to sit here. I'm not going to box it up or do anything that is, that crazy. I mean, the way the stream was the other night, it just kept cutting out. And this might happen again tonight, so if it does, well, we'll just keep going, because I'm not going to worry about the stream. If it goes, it goes, because I got more important things to do. And that is why I'm here. I'm all comfy. I'm ready to go. I was going to go rail fanning. It isn't worth it right now. I got the ATCS running. Oh, there's a train, finally. I didn't even know he was down in Brantford. Or if that's 3:30. Well, we'll see. If it's 3:30, I might chase it, but we'll see. I doubt it. I forget what time he heads out of Niagara Falls at, about 8:15 or so. I may chase it, but I'll have to wait and see what happens here at Hamilton Junction as this guy gets closer. If this is 3:30, then it's worth going out. If it's not, I ain't worried about it, because the only thing that's coming here is a GO train, which is heading back to his storage here outside of Grimsby at McNelly. I'm not going out to see a GO train. I want to see a couple trains, and I really wanted to make it to Brantford tonight. It's just really tight. I couldn't leave at 7 o'clock like I originally wanted to. I was still in the massage therapy at 7, so didn't work. So I'll keep an eye on this while I do the programming. And yeah, you heard me right, the programming. Let's get started. And I'll go first into just basic. What is that? I didn't know I had a welcome.basic file all set up. This is my welcome.basic file? Really? I didn't realize I saved it. Oops. Oh well. So this was the I don't know why I saved it as welcome.basic. Okay. Well, we're gonna scrap that. I'm not going that way. So let's go with new basic here. Yeah, we'll go this over here. So yeah, I am showing the code because I figure why not. I'm just measuring it up with the windows that are already open here, because I don't need everything here. There we go. That looks about right. And then we'll bring it down. Okay. And in the corner we can keep the same. So I was looking today at, here's how it's going to work. So this is going to be the RTS Yardmaster. That's just a comment. So dash goes into gray, says it's comments. So this is RTS Yardmaster. I'm not going to worry about colors yet, although if I do, I may play around with it and go into some text boxes or text windows or something. But for now, I am going to probably work on the assumption that this is going to be a very rudimentary text system. Sorry. Because of that. All right. So let me just check. Let me just check here. Sorry, gotta check. Okay, nothing's happening. Because if not, I got my computer all packed up and ready to go. It's fully charged. I was ready to go tonight, but this was the other thing. I had plan A, plan B. So lately plan A and plan B is working pretty good. So I was going to do, like I said, I was looking into the ASCII codes. I was looking into the ANSI codes. I want to get away from graphics, period. And in order to get a rudimentary display going, I started thinking, okay, well, how do I want to do this? So there's a lot of different ways that we can do this. These are data statements. They're similar to they're hard-coded data. It's whoops, oh, that was dumb. Here, how about I make it easy on myself, since I seem to be making it harder. We'll go this way. So, like these are, oops, hello. Data statements are really one of the best ways to test stuff, especially if you're looking at displays and stuff like that. All right. So now, how do I want to basically, this is Yardmaster, so the whole concept of the RTS Yardmaster, and by the way, I'm not doing this for money. I thought about this more because I'm dumbing this program down. At least my first goal is to get a solo thing going. My second goal is to have it shareable via file sharing, and then beyond that, who knows? I'm not going to even worry about it. But the way it's going to at least work here, let me demonstrate. And I don't know if I want to. I'm just going to use a sample yard here, and I'm just going to make one up. So we'll start down the middle here. We'll start with I don't know. We'll go like this. Now, unfortunately, it's not, how would you say? I don't think that's, let me see. Okay, that's working out better than I thought. Yeah, I'm wondering if there's a. We'll have to wait and see how that works out, but that's not working the way I expected to. What's happening? I believe what's happening. Let's start with the simple, and then we'll play around with this here and see what I can do. Ideally, I think back to the Commodore 64, and it's probably the easiest. I could have done this on the Commodore 64 pretty easily, I'm thinking. Because the Commodore 64 was, I believe, was 640 by 480 characters. So I could poke and peek and do all kinds of things to get it to go exactly the way I wanted it. What's happening there, you'll notice the colons, or double quotes, or whatever the hell you call the damn thing. I guess it's not the colons. Colons are double dot. The way this is working here, it's not quite lined up, which kind of defeats another purpose I had. Let me try something here. So now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put this into, I'm going to put it right into Notepad, because this is where, whoa, that's neat. No. So it's not working exactly the way I was hoping. Which kind of sucks. This is the best explanation I can give right here. You see that? So what happens is every character that's coming in, it is well, there's another way I can possibly do it. Possibly. So period's taking up a little bit more than that. I could go that route, although I really don't want to. So the slashes and the underscores aren't doing as much as I was hoping. Now, see, the underscores aren't doing it. Neither are the dashes. Okay. I'm glad I did that part. So, anyways, without getting too... for x equals 1 to... How many lines we got here? 7. Yeah. Actually, I can do it. I can do a print command for now. Make it easier. I'll put them as print commands. Data, what that does is it puts it into variables, and the idea there. And this is some of the most basic programming you can get into. So if I go to that, I'm going to save this. I'm going to start saving this as. Why is that in the documents library? I don't want it in the documents library. Is it in C drive? Yeah, my hard drive's just coming alive here. Speaking of which, what's going on here? So something's crossing at Copetown, but we don't know what else is going on. That GO train's not coming. All right. Okay, did it wake up? Oh, that's... Never mind. I forgot I was in the browser here. Get rid of that thing. Don't save. Okay. Yeah, it is on the C drive. That's okay. We can put it in there. So I already have RTS Yardmaster. What the hell? Hold on a second here. I'm gonna cancel that for a minute. Isn't that interesting? Oh, that's dispatcher. Let's just see what RTS Yardmaster looks like. Oh, okay. That's cool. Well, that's gone. Welcome to the new RTS Yardmaster. I mean, I can't write to it at this time. What do you mean I cannot write to it? Since when did the C drive become screwed up? I don't know what that means. I mean, I still have a gig, but I've never seen it do that before. You cannot write to C programs file that's just basic original RTS Yardmaster basic at this time. Please try again. Please try later. What the hell's kind of error message is that? Okay, well, let me try a different file name for a minute here. Here, let me try this. See if that works. I don't understand why that's not doing it. I've never heard of that. Call RTS Yardmaster 1, see what happens. Whatever. I'll rename it later. Let's play it. Yeah. So, as you can see, the dots come across. I have to keep this equilateral. I was going to... Here's what I was originally going to do. I was going to go through the character string formats, and I may do that, actually. I may do that instead. It's worth a shot. See if there's anything else. So the underscores and the backslashes and forward slashes, they won't work. And the only reason why they won't work is because that. So, whatever. It doesn't matter. So this is equilateral, I think. What am I waiting for, actually? Oh, I forget what the wait command does. Yeah, okay, we'll terminate it. Pause? I know it was one of those commands. Pause? No, it's a syntax error. I forget what that is. Yeah, we'll go with wait. End. I think is the same thing. Yeah, it just keeps the window open, which for now, that's fine. Okay, so we'll keep wait in there for a minute. Now we'll go with 4x equals 0 to 255. Print. Okay. X semicolon space semicolon character dollar X. I believe that's the ASCII table, but we'll see. Very nice. All right. I gotta format this window a little better. It's a nice window and all, but I want it formatted so you can see my ugly face. All right, so that's good. So this is the characters that we have to play with. Obviously, you know, most of that don't mean diddly squat, really. Equals works. Prop, possibly. As in track. I don't know for sure on that one, but... See, the idea is, okay, like I said before, you can poke in a Commodore 64, you can poke at a location as opposed to try to print a substring. I don't think that there's a command called poke, but I could be, I highly doubt it. But I see the equal sign, I see that's a bunch of crap. And then there's the stuff in my code. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get the schematic of the yards in there so that they're equal to everything else. I'm not too worried about the special characters so much. There's Latin characters, there's French, there's all kinds of different things. I don't know if it goes beyond the 255, if it goes up to 512 or not. I could try it. Good luck with this one. No. So it can do up to 255 and that's it. After that, there is no such thing as a character 256. So that's fine. So we'll keep it at 255. I'm going to go into the just basic, about just basic. First of all, let's see this here. There's the okay, so this is St. Catharines right now. He's going back as empty. I was tempted to go out there, but just to watch one train do that, and I knew I wasn't going to have time to come down here. And honestly, it doesn't look like I'm missing much. By the time I got there, I might see this train, depending upon what it is. 3:30 sometimes comes into the yard, so goody goody. Just basic help. Alright, index actually. I don't know if poke is a command. No, it isn't. Print. I can take a look at the print. What is that? Print tab. Rudimentary text mode programs. All right. So this is the whole hello world thing. Text display in the main window. It is possible to set the number of columns or rows in the main window using the main win statement. Here's how to set 40 columns by 20. All right. Locating in the main window will cause text to be printed at the XY location specified. Well, that's better. So here's, okay, so this is good. I had a funny feeling you could move over. The problem is trying to get it to work in a here's how I'm trying to explain this the best I can. The way I want this program to work is that anybody can create any network and can create any layout they choose, and the software will adapt to it. So, for example, Scott and I, or at least, well, I don't know, Scott hasn't replied last I checked, but when I was, and he's open to beta testing and all that stuff, so that's fine. But what we're looking at doing, or at least the issue that Scott and I are having, is I may be available at one time, he's not, he's available at one time, I'm not, and we seem to be right now the only two that's interested in doing something other than Run 8 that has to do with trains that we know of, and or has to do with Run 8, I guess. So both of our interest in Run 8 is pretty diminished at this point. So we're looking at finding something else to do. Run 8 it can become, for both of us, not so much, probably not so much Scott as me, but it got boring for me a long time ago doing stuff by myself. It got boring running trains a long time ago. At a certain point. Now, when you're part of a big network and trains are running all the time, and you can just pop onto a network and you've got a full-fledged schedule of trains and everything's going, then it's really cool. Then it doesn't matter. If you're suddenly disrupting a network because your internet craps out and you're potentially destroying trains, well, that sucks. I know what it's like being on a server and seeing people have connection issues. It's, as a host who had a stable connection at one time, it's not fun. So knowing that I've been in those shoes, I can honestly say to myself, why would I put anybody else in that situation? So no, I won't be dispatching Southwest server in the foreseeable future. And you know, Mike's well aware of my feelings on that. It has nothing to do with the Southwest server. I think the Southwest server is a great server. It's the best thing that's going as far as I'm concerned. But, you know, it was great. It was fun. And until I can get a wire upstairs, because the only thing that's broadcasting this beautiful face or ugly face or whatever you want to put it is there's a Wi-Fi router upstairs that's coming downstairs communicating with me. It'll cut in, cut out anytime. And I believe it has to do with the connectivity. Right now it's got a pretty strong signal, so it hasn't cut out yet. And if you look at the signal, you can see it's a pretty good strong signal over here. No problem. Let me just take a look since I'm down here playing around. That don't look like a typical 330. But I gotta see. Yeah, see now I'm okay. Now I'm regretting it. What is that? Oh, the Amtrak train is late. Oh, I could have got a GO train and an Amtrak. I imagine that's what that is. And that's just a local in Hamilton, which don't mean nothing. This guy I'm curious about. And then there's a westbound lit out at Tansley, but like I said, I'm not. It's 8:20. I'm not. I'm actually, for once, I'm more interested in coding tonight. Go figure. La-di-da. So, what was I saying? But we'll see. I might go out later. If something comes to my area, I might just go out. Because what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to test my ATCS setup on my my laptop. Because I bought a laptop a month or so ago. A couple months ago now. And I haven't been able to get out much because of my son. But anyways, so what was I saying? So basically what's happened is our schedules, although we can, you know, sometimes it's because I think it has more to do with Run 8 than anything, our interest in Run 8 than anything else. Because if I was super excited about coding tonight, then nothing's going to change my mind. I'm going to code tonight. I shouldn't say that. That's a bad example because I wasn't too sure. It's either between coding and going to watch trains, and coding beat out. And I could have drove a long way and got 2 hours worth of trains, but then I just decided, you know, let's just do something. So it's the fact that we can't meet and the fact that my internet connection sucks, but I still have email, I can still communicate, I can still post on forums, I can still do things. So that's when I started looking at the whole sharing principle again, the sharing of files. Do stuff on your own and share them. So here's how Yardmaster works, or is going to work. It's going to be like Freight Yard Manager, very similar. Not quite, though. It's not going to have the pretty images, at least not at the beginning. Maybe down the road, maybe. I don't know. I'm not worried about it. That's secondary. I could care less what the thing looks like. It's supposed to be simulated. You're basically going to be looking at data. You're going to be looking at a screen that shows you what your yard looks like and what yard tracks you're assigning for set-offs, pickups, bowl tracks, and humps. You're going to be assigning when the trim comes, what departure tracks it goes to. You're going to be doing everything a Yardmaster would command-wise, and then the program's, I guess you would call AI system, although it's going to be very rudimentary, will be able to either go with what you request or say, hey, I can't do this because of XYZ. Fair enough. It's not going to be able to automatically, well, I shouldn't say that. It's not going to be able to AI Yardmaster, at least not at first. That's probably another goal way down the line, is I want yards to be able to AI dispatch. Or AI, not AI dispatch. Yeah, I want AI dispatching too, but AI Yardmastering is something way down the road. Now, here's the thing with Freight Yard Manager. I don't know what's going on with it. I just recently rejoined. I haven't done anything with it. I know the routine with Freight Yard Manager. I know that if I'm going to get into it, I'm going to have to find a small little map that's available. The more established veterans will have the humps, the more interesting ones. The humps are always more interesting than the smaller yards. The smaller yards, you do your thing, you take a bunch of trains in. They might be on the server. There's really no sense of time. You just basically take trains and do them whenever the hell you feel like it, and send it whenever you feel like it, and that's it. I know some yards have that you can have it set up so that, I forget how it works exactly, but you can be basically, it equates to one Yardmaster, one person has control of a map. But there is ways of sharing responsibilities amongst other people. However, I want to be able to have like some type of choice or some kind of backup plan, so that if, say for example, let's say Scott's got Barstow because he's going to have probably the most amount of time. So let's say he has Barstow and I have Bakersfield, and I sent this to him in an email today. If I'm in Bakersfield, Bakersfield's not going to take as much to do than Barstow. But let's just say it's the weekend and he's got free time or whatever, and he's going through the Barstow duties, and suddenly Bakersfield falls behind of getting some trains to him, or not, or there's a backlog of trains that need to enter Bakersfield. Well, then he can take over and basically run the map, as opposed to waiting for me. And the same thing can be said for if there's work to be done with Barstow, and let's just say he's done some work, but then I got some extra time in my hands, and it's just like, yeah, I wouldn't mind working Barstow. I could be like second in line, or second in line in the hierarchy, or whatever you want to call it. I don't know exactly how that's going to work, but I can, in theory, in times that I have more time, can all of a sudden step into Barstow. It would be under somebody else's control, kind of the way Run 8 worked in California Southwest at one time. I don't know if it still does, where you had one guy in charge, but you always had others willing to help, and that guy was basically responsible to make sure everything was going smoothly. So it kind of works like that. And now, here's where the big difference is. If I want to go on Freight Yard Manager and run Toronto Mac like I used to, good luck. It's going to take me probably a good year or two to find an opening. I might get Oakdale. I used to run Oakdale. I might get Oakdale, which is a fun yard to run when it becomes open, or I'll be stuck at some industry or something real boring, but then something might come open, and then someplace I'm not familiar with, like Oakdale. I never been to Oakdale until, I think it was 2 years ago. My son and I stopped at Oakdale on the way back from Fostoria. And Oakdale's just outside of Detroit. And it was kind of weird because Oakdale was a yard that I was very familiar with in the Freight Yard Manager days 10 years ago. So all of a sudden I'm like, here I am at Oakdale. 2 years ago, and it was just like, man, this place looks familiar. I remember it. I remember it, but I've never actually physically been there. It's just because it's Oakdale. And it was really cool. But I don't know how I got onto that subject. But anyways, so Oakdale. That's not what I'm talking about. I just got hung up and started talking about Oakdale for some damn reason. Had I known that was another West, I was wondering where the Amtrak. I should have checked that later, whatever. Never mind. So, yeah. So it's going to take, bottom line is, freight yard manager, it takes you a while to get up the hierarchy. And then to stay on top of the hierarchy, especially when there's a lot of demand going on, you need to have you need to have the time, especially the bigger humps, because they're the busiest ones. They're going to constantly get traffic in from various sources. You know, if you have one yard, I remember there was times where I was working part-time or not working at all, and I could handle Toronto Mac. I could handle the traffic loads. In fact, I could handle Toronto Mac, and I think I had 2 other maps. But then, you know, girlfriends come along, or whatever the hell the case may be, or jobs, your life starts changing, and then this was obviously before I got married, but, you know, still living at home with my parents, I think. But that was not 10 years ago. Man, this could have been 15 years ago. Holy crap. Woo! I wouldn't have been home with my parents 15 years ago. Hell no. I wasn't in my... I don't know. Where the hell was I? Man, I have no idea. 15 years ago? My son's only 10, so it's obviously, well, maybe it was closer to 20, but that doesn't make sense to me for some reason. Anyways, it's 8:30 right now, so I just noticed the screen changed or whatever. One more check of this. I'm curious where he's going. But I don't think this one ain't working. Hamilton Junction's working. He's going to back in and then do his thing, which I could care less about, really. It's just a GO train. And then the other one's an Amtrak. I see them all the time, too, so not worth going out. And then, I don't know what else. Tansley has a light that will take forever. But, so yeah. But it takes a while to get up the hierarchy, and you really have to work. Well, there might be one network with the RTS, the RTS Yardmaster, but there's not. There could be several networks, just like there's several servers right now for Run 8. And in an ideal world, yeah, everybody gets along and everybody, you know, that's the one thing I do like about Freight Yard Manager, is that everybody is in the Freight Yard Manager system. What I don't like is it favors people who have time versus people who don't. And then there's really no AI involvement whatsoever. And that was kind of, I mean, Freight Yard Manager, I've always said, is the best railroad simulator on the planet. And then I found Run 8, and Run 8 became the best train simulator on the planet. And to this day, I don't think anything beats either of those for best railroad simulator, best train simulator. If you want best graphics, if you want best whatever, fine, but nothing really compares to either of those as far as I'm aware of. And if there is something, I'd love to know about it. But I plan on doing something for me now, which I can do under my own capabilities per se. So this is the start of it. So plot a wave, I could care less. It's plot a wave. I don't even know what the hell that means. Here, let's just copy this code and see what the hell that means. I have no idea. So we'll just throw it down here. Sure, why not? Whoa, I don't know what happened there. That just, that just kind of went bonkers there for a minute. And I'm not too sure where it went to. Oh, there it is. Oh. Okay. Well, let's try that for a bit. We know about this. We know about that. That's fine. Let's try this. I don't know how the hell it does that. They call that a wave? Interesting. Well, I'm not changing. Oh, okay, clearing the main window. All right, we can do the main window 40 by 20. Never mind this plot of wave stuff. So this is, as they say, the rudimentary 40, 20. I'll go with that. So the cool thing about the helps is you can try these things out and see how they go. Yeah, but that screen isn't 40 columns. Because I can make it as long as I want. Let me get the wait command out of there for a second. This will just disappear off the screen. No, it didn't. But you still have to reposition the window, so it doesn't reposition the window, it's just... Okay. The sign of X to... Well, I'll go ahead and try that. No, I did the same thing. Never mind that. Here. So that just shows you how the clear screen works. then the program's done. All right. Now, the whole reason why I'm re-familiarizing myself with this is because everything is going to be determined through one of these basic windows that I'm going to have to maintain. Using locate, okay. So the locate command in the main window causes text to be printed at XY location. Refer to the column row of text. The column and row of text, not the screen pixels. This command functions in the same way as the QBasic locate command and is used to position text on the main window. Here's a short demo. I want to see that again for a second. And there's a reason why I want to see that. I'm not too sure, but I could care less about main window. I don't see where it says there's a wave here, but it looks like crap. All right. I don't like that one. I can understand the locate, but it's when they get into this wave stuff. Okay, so tab does the same, similar. You see, print X that doesn't look right. I'm trying to figure out tab 7. It's done that so far, but then right here it loses it. And I don't think it was meant to. Tab 7 signed tab 21. The way the font is, it's not doing what it's saying. That was supposed to be more of a formatted thing, and okay, so this is using commas, but that don't mean anything. See, it looks like everything was working out fine, even though there's a negative sign there, which really kind of takes it away from it. Alright, so that doesn't... I'm going to go with the locate command, I think. These coordinates refer to the column and row of text, not to screen pixels. This command function is the same. Yeah, okay. So, what I will do... I don't know as far as the main window command. In main window, I guess this is main window, so what I'm gonna do then is I'll go this way. Here's the problem that I'm foreseeing. Wonder if there's a different way I can format the data. If I do it as a CSV, all right. You might be thinking, like, what the hell is he doing? There's a method to this madness, believe it or not. I still want to know what's going on in Copetown West. Yeah, see, the other guy's got it from McNelly, so now that was the GO train was first, and now the Amtrak, I would imagine, is coming behind him. Okay, so let's try this here. So yeah, you might be thinking, like, what the hell is he doing with all these little rudimentary print commands? The idea is I want that rudimentary text to pop up. So when I am able to clear it, or whatever the heck it is, I want to be able to locate. How do you, hang on a second, locate X comma Y. Okay. Let me just try a few things. No, that ain't working the way I want it to. Ah, jeez. So, the only other way I can do it That's interesting. So I went to 5.5, which the only way I see being able to do this here is using stars or something similar. I wish there was a I wish there was a CHR dollar ASCII character that takes up the full width so that I wouldn't have that issue. But there really isn't. And this is all about getting a yard layout, a rudimentary yard layout. So, I mean, one way of being able to do it, although I'm not too sure even if this would be able to work. So far it looks like everything's lining up, so the width is proper. The good thing is the columns will be fine. The columns will be proper. It's the width that's not holding on right now. Oh crap! You kidding? A space even screws it up? Oh, I don't know. I'm just trying to think of. Wonder if I can use a graphics window. See, now we're getting into areas that I haven't explored yet, because I've never what I'm trying to actually accomplish here is kind of programming that I haven't done for 25 years, maybe, literally, I think. Yeah, 90s. Yeah, I would think so. Actually, probably more than 25 years. So, like I said, a Commodore 64, I could put it in that location, and it wouldn't worry about anything. It would actually plot it so many pixels wide by so many pixels long. What's happening is it's taking the characters and it's saying, okay, well, you're only this long, like even a space. Watch when I take a space out. And sorry, okay, there we go. So if I was to do that, I'll go to 7. If I was to do that, well, that's not where I wanted to be. Let me go to 2. Is it 2 I want, or is it maybe that was the right one I was thinking? Yeah, see how the space, all of a sudden the format's changed now. So I got to find a different method of doing this. Oh man. Well, I was really hoping. Okay, back. Let me go back on this. Whoops. So let's text modes. So those are the rudimentary ones, and they're not printing columns. Yeah, never mind. I can't do the commas thing. It is possible to set the number of columns or rows in the main window using main window statement. Well, let me try that for a second. Main win 4020. I don't think that's going to matter. Don't think that is going to matter. No. Now I should be able to look at doing text in a graphic window. And what I might be able to do bitmaps. Let me try bitmaps. Okay. There are several ways to design a background image. One way is to use a loaded bitmap as the background. The bitmap must be loaded with the load bitmap command. The background command sets the bitmap called landscape to the background. Note that simply setting the background bitmap does not cause the background image to display on the screen. Drawing and collision detection to find out about updating display. Note about background bitmap size. Okay, here we go. If the loaded bitmap is the same width and height of the graphic box or the client area of the graphic window, it is used as it is. If it is the width of the bitmap is less than the width of the graphics or graphics window, then it is stretched to fit. Stretching to fit is not good. If the height of the bitmap is less than the height of the graphics or graphics window, then it is stretched to fit. Here is an example. Okay. The width of the following bitmap is greater than the width of the graphic box, so it remains unchanged. Okay, here's it. The width of the following bitmap is greater than the width of the graphic box. Okay. The background bitmap image will be stretched to fit the width of the graphic box. If the width is smaller than the width of the graphic box and the height is stretched and the height of the bitmap then smaller than the height of the graphic, these numbers refers to the height and width indicated when the graphic box is created, not the visible portion of the graphic box. It is possible to create a graphic box whose dimensions are much larger than the window that contains it. The background image is stretched, blah, blah, blah. The Background may be drawn into the graphic box or graphics window with just basic graphic commands such as fill, line, box fill, draw, bitmap, etc. Bitmap is loaded in memory and given the name get bitmap command. The example uses graphic blah 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 blah. If no background command is issued, a plain white background will be used. The background can be changed at any time. It may be changed to a bitmap that has been loaded into memory with the load bitmap command or with the get bitmap command. Okay. It is also possible to draw on the screen to create a new This is what starts confusing my brain. I'm not worried about sprites. We're not going to be doing anything with sprites. Alright. So that's a start. Graphical user interface? Yeah, sure, why not? No, I need it. Okay. So, the term, and I have to read all this because I have to learn this, unfortunately. So it's going to take a little bit of learning. Ah, where the hell did he come from? That must have been one that came from the other way. I've seen no indication at 3:30. It's 9 o'clock right now. There. Just give me a minute, guys. I'm just gonna grab a snack. I'm not going anywhere tonight, so not at 9 o'clock. So I'll close that. Perfect. Okay, so far we're good. Just give me a minute and I'm going to look a little bit further. Hopefully I can get at least a display in tonight. Be right back. So yeah, I was hoping this was going to be a little simpler. But these things happen. The good thing is once I figure it out, then... And I'm staying away from complex graphics. I don't want to get into the lines and the plotting like I wanted to do with my son the other day. And the only reason why is because it's basically too complicated to do how I want it. Now, here's how, as far as from a developer or map developer's point of view, I'm looking at this. Originally, I was going to do it with just simple text files, and I can still do it with text files. I do not want to do a graphical user interface to create maps. The only thing I want the graphical user interface for is my doing. So Yeah, it's that time. Good night. Not only do you get to hear me, but you get to see me eat. Isn't that great? These are these cereal bars. They're really cheap. Okay. So we got various window types. Windows and dialog command size and trapping the close event. It would make it a little bit nicer looking, I suppose, but I really don't care about how nice it looks. I just want it to work. Maybe this is going to be more Freight Yard Manager than I thought it was going to be. We will see. What I don't want it to be is a choo-choo driver. Like, I don't want to have the cars and see the visible squares and all that other crap coming in. I basically want it to be a reporting system. So I'm not worried about setting switches and using a throttle and all that other stuff. That's something I'm trying to avoid. Graphical elements which display text will accept display text in the print. Alright, so window types. Alright. So I'm looking at the various window types here. So there's 4 types available. Windows, a type of window, are the most used and useful windows used by just basic programmers. They can contain any of the controls. They can have a sizing frame or a minute. They can include a menu, but they do not have to have a menu. See, that's something that is appealing to me. The menus are certainly appealing to me. The reason why I say that is because it makes it much more user-friendly. If I can get it to have menus where I'm basically giving the program functionality, it's going to make it much more user-friendly. If you guys, for those familiar with RTS beta, I mean, it's still using the same windows, but it's data processing. So I can get away with input commands and print and processing commands because all it's doing is it's processing. It's taking the data, dumping it in, and creating an XML file, which was used for Run 8. Some people want to see it for version 2 of Run 8. I could care less. So I don't care less about that. I do appreciate their support, but it's to the point where I've tried to get myself all excited about it. I'm more excited about this. Believe it or not, I am excited about this. This is something that I don't like programming per se, but the light is at the end of this tunnel now that I see, okay, I can do this, but not have to. Because the other day when we were going through like pulling teeth and trying to measure lines and by pixels, and oh my god, it was a mess. But now I'm starting to see something per se. Windows of the graphics are especially suited for displaying graphics and graphical sprites. They are not intended to contain controls, and some controls do not work properly when placed in a graphics window. A sizing frame and scroll bar are optional in a graphics window. Okay, so window of type window are the most used and useful windows, just basic. They can contain any of the controls. They can have a sizing frame or a minute. They can include a menu, but they do not have a menu. It is also possible for the user to hit the tab key to move focus from one control to the next in a window of type windows. Windows of the type dialog are similar to windows of type window in that they can contain all the other controls except menus. Okay. Menus cannot be placed on a dialog window. Dialog windows allow the user to hit tab key to move from one control to the next. Dialog can have a default button that is activated when a user hits the enter key. For this reason, text editors do not work well in dialog windows because hitting enter is trapped by the window and the user cannot add or change return to text in text editor. Dialog windows are best suited for getting information from a user. Although it's possible to have applications that use dialog-based dialog windows may display as modal. This means that they receive the input focus of the program until they are closed. Other programs, blah, blah, blah. Windows of the text are quite limited in their functionality. Okay. Well, okay, so hold on a second. Window graphics commands, text commands, Windows and dialog commands. All right, let me just go to here. Hang on a second. Well, this is going to be a Set focus, dialogue, trap close. I may go with the graphics, believe it or not. So that's window and dialogue commands. See, graphics don't have controls, which is okay. I don't need it to have a control. As long as it's able to, because I can have a graphics window and then have a dialogue come up. As long as, you know, and the best example of that would be if I was to say, oh, bad example because I can't show what I want to show here. If I'm to open Train Dispatcher and I hit the start button, there's your dialogue. So I have what appears to be a graphics window right here, I guess, or is it just the windows? Because these are your controls. I don't know. Interesting. See, I'm very, when it comes to graphic user interfaces, it's totally new. A lot of it's totally new to me. And this is what I was trying to avoid, but I'm not going to quite give up yet. Windows of type text are quite limited in their functionality. Yeah, okay, we know that. Let's go to the graphics commands. Most of these commands work only with Windows of type graphics and with the graphics control. Okay, I gotta go back to bitmaps again. The reason why I keep on going back to the bitmap bitwise, whoops, the hell? Did I type in the wrong thing? I guess I did. Bitmap. All right. Well, let's try it. I don't know what the graphics box is or what it does. So I'm going to change this around. So I'm going to try this for a minute. And the way I should be coding this, especially when I'm trying different things. Holy crap! What? There. Okay. I'm going to do yard test. And let's just start that and see what happens. I think that's how that works, but let's see. Yep. I don't even think I need the wait command anymore. I guess I do. So I need something. All right. Now we're gonna get into let's get into something different here. I'll tile it for now, but oh, I wish I could rotate it a certain way. I guess I can't. I thought there was a way to do that, but I guess not. Well, that's okay. I can rotate it later. And since I'm not selling this for money, then I can get away with some of this, but not to mention I could probably play around with it and get it to look nice. I don't really want the train cars in there though, so maybe I gotta really think about that. I forget how they used to do it in Freight Yard Manager, to be honest. It was a real bar still. So let's go with the print screen. Wow. You kidding me? I really don't want to draw a map. Oh man. It's just begging that I draw a map. Like here's the whole thing, okay? And this is where I'm getting stuck at it. Now I'm sure there's programs that can rotate this much better. Because I don't want to flip vertical, flip horizontal. Jesus, Murphy, here, don't save that crap. Shoot. How do I want to do this? In the back of my mind, I'm starting to think I should have went out to watch 2 Trains. Oh man, this is the part. I mean, I guess I don't know. I guess I'm an old school programmer, so I was never very artistic. I never really got into graphics. I never really got into any of that. But to try and get a yard schematic down, I mean, yeah, I could probably go in and play around with one of the run 8 yards. I can go in. I'm not going to even touch the depot maps, but anyways, I'm sure I could use it. But I don't want to do that. How the hell did I... Wait. Hang on a second here. How the hell did I do... I got something here. I know I have something. If it's Bakersfield, I don't give a rat's ass right now. I'll use it. So now the question I had, I remember doing this. Question is, how the hell did I make that so nice? I don't remember how I did it. Scott, if you're watching me, do you remember how the hell I did that? I was either much more careful or something. Now, mind you, that's not a to scale schematic, but still, I could divide that whole thing up and wow, that's not bad. Yeah, you could tell. Okay, you could tell I rudimentarily drew that, but like I said, it's not to scale either. So I mean, there's a lot of things to consider there. So what we got in a nutshell here is we've got I don't even know if this is a bitmap or what kind of file it is, but this is certainly not to scale. That no, I wouldn't even call any of that to scale. But the whole idea was to have a schematic. This was back. I think this was back before. No, maybe not back before the depot maps, but it was our way of getting things at least started. But the reason why I throw that in as a possibility is I mean, in reality, I think the one that I would want to probably work at right now is that one. Although, like I said, I could probably go pretty far with Bakersfield too, and I can copy this and paste it and do whatever I have to extend the width for it to be more more reportable, let's say. All right, let's just try this for a second. And I'm still trying to come with a methodology. Again, people who like Scott can do this, I can do this. A lot of people can go ahead and have a base map down. I would rather have a base map similar to this. The only thing that is going to play into this is information. The information is going to come from the software I'm trying to develop. I want to basically display this, get this into a window, maybe scrollable, whatever. But the information would scroll with it. I have to see about that. I may only be limited to the size of the window. But I don't know. I don't know what I'm dealing with just yet. Main ones 401, 402. I'm not too worried about that. I still want to play like Mojave would probably be an easier one, but I can use something like this as a starting. I think I will. So what was this called again? Oh, there's Edison. That's UP Bakersfield. Yeah, I don't want to necessarily play with that so much as I do want to get. And like when it starts going into angles, it's very difficult to get it positioned right and all that other crap anyways. And I'd rather keep it left to right sequential. As much as I wanted to have it follow along and do whatever it had to based upon the direction it was going, I'd rather deal with one plane as opposed to messing around with curved yards and all that other stuff. You know, this kind of thing. This can all be schematic, set up in a schematic so that it faces a left-right position, regardless. And if there's multiple yards, they would go on different screens anyways. So let me. That one's not too bad. All right. Let me get into the paint here. See if I can get myself a bitmap, a base bitmap done. Get it in there, then see if I can start plotting text. If I can start doing that, then I might be able to play around with coordinates. And then if I can play with coordinates, I might be able to size the bitmap, come up with a methodology of how they would have to be formatted. Because Freight Yard Manager does this to some extent. They do something with that, but they're dealing with Google Images. I don't care about the pretty graphics. All I want to do is get it in a manageable format to say, hey, this track is occupied with this car that shows so-and-so here, so-and-so here, so-and-so there. That's it. I don't care about the little box. I don't care about the color. Well, the colors, I can play around with color codes later. But that's all I want to get. So let's at least try to get this going. Let's see what I can do. So do I have paint open already? I thought I did. Maybe I don't. All right. So I'm going to open up the. I'm going to open up that that ZTS of the. Maybe I'll just let me take a look at this one. Okay, that's cool. Let's stretch it. No, I can't stretch it. All right. That's okay. So now this is going to be fun. Oh, is this going to be fun? See, I already played around with the text here. Whoa! Alright. I wonder if I was smart enough to have spaced this properly. Just out of curiosity. No, I didn't. Okay. That answers that question. Undo that. Okay. So even if I can get... see, this part of the year sucks. We'll get it. We'll get it here. I'm confident that I can get to tweak this thing. First of all, let's move this way the hell down here. Oh, perfect. No, I don't want to do that one. No, I don't want to do that one either. Let's do this one here, right here. Perfect. So, I don't want to do that. Not like that. But we'll start off that way. Ooh, that doesn't look good. I could fill it in later, but I didn't want to do that. Here, undo. In fact, I want to go further than that. That looks good. You see what I'm doing here is I'm just increasing the length of the yard. And the worst case scenario is I can draw the others. I'll get them. This ain't my first picnic, boys and girls. I know how to do copy and paste. If I get really bored, I can go further. Which I just might do. All right. So far, this is looking good. Ah, crap. I spoke too soon. Try that again. I mean, I can fill it. I know I can fill it. It's not a question of can't do it or whatever, but I'm such a perfectionist sometimes. Did I get it right that time? Yes, I did. Good. Now, if I can only match that one down there, I really don't care. I mean, at this point, I can go with a 14-track yard. I could care less. The pocket's probably bigger. I'm not worried about details here at the moment. I want to get down to the coding part. All right, so. Oh boy. It's okay, I can go down that way. I screwed that one up again, didn't I? Yeah, I did. Okay, that's all right. Here. Just to make myself feel better. Now I feel better. All right. That part's going to take a while. Unless I match up the lines, which I could do at any point, really. But since I'm playing with the width really nicely right now, let's just keep going. Ah, crap. What are you doing? Let's give it a little bit more here. Did I actually match that up perfectly? No, of course not. Not bad. All right. I don't know if I can do this down here or not, but I'll try it. Problem is, I don't think they're going to line up. But I've been shocked before, and I'm shocked again. Somehow I managed to have that spaced out right. Okay. Wow, I look like I know what I'm doing. Now, what we were doing the other day, my son and I, and getting frustrated. Now, what I've accomplished tonight, in retrospect, is way further. You might be thinking, well, yeah, okay, you're playing with paint. What the hell's that mean? What it means... There's a switch at the end like that? Oh, I don't know. Whatever. Now that I look at it, actually, I have to double the size of this. I just realized that. So after all that, I'm going to go. I wonder if I can go this way. Whoops, not that way. Nope, don't want to do that. Okay. I need to double the size of this. Either that or I got to figure out how the bitmap can be scrolled. I don't know if I really want to do that or not. So instead of doing that, let me go and yeah, that's okay. I'm going to go this way. Now what I'm doing is I'm getting it so that I can okay, now we'll get it here. Well, unfortunately, I'm just trying to think now. Well, I said I wasn't going to do this, but just out of curiosity. What I want to do here is I want to test. I want to see, assuming everything is hunky dory. What I want to do is I want to see how many cars roughly would fit in a quote unquote yard. Then I got to figure out where probably could have spawned it. Plus, I want to see the yard for a second. Yeah, everything's down here. There was a switch at the end. What was that all about? Oh, really? I don't remember that. Did I miss something here? They changed this yard like once upon a time, and oh, wait a minute. This yard did change at one point, didn't it? I just realized that. So yeah, you had the 3 down there, but then you had I just realized that. Looks about the same. But why do I have 420? It's just that there's those extra tracks, and I don't over this way, huh? It's as if that was, I don't know. Whatever. It doesn't matter. I'm getting too distracted of particulars. So let me just spawn a train in here. How the hell do I do that? It's been too long. Load a train. Stockton. Is it loaded here? All right. Well, I'll take it. Not quite where I wanted it, but that's okay. Well, these are intermodal containers, but that's okay too. That train's too small for my liking. Phoenix, Los Angeles? I don't think so. Did I do that already, or was that the one I just did? Ooh boy. It's putting it way the hell somewhere else. I don't know where that is. It's a nice train, I think. No, not really. Oops. Let's go back to load save. That's the Stockton. So Kansas City. I don't know. I can go back to. I can go back to that one, or I can go to. That wouldn't be Kansas City. Wouldn't be Phoenix either. All right. So many cars we got here. So that's like a 42. That's like a 42 car. So yeah, you're looking at probably could have up to 80. What I'm trying to gather here is how I want to. Bakersfield's a good test because it's a very long yard. And I'm not sure how the schematics worked in the earlier yard control systems. I've never had the privilege to see an actual yard control system, what it looks like. I could probably talk to my friend Paul because he's been in Welland Yard and he's probably seen what their system looks like. And if he can recall it, if he has pictures of it, that would be, a great boost because then I can try to model it after that. But other than that, I think I'm going to just go with this for now, with this particular layout, and then we'll see how it works. I don't know how it's going to work exactly, to be honest, but bitmap pictures. So I'll go back to C. I think it's in program files, just basic, who knows. What's the bitmap folder? Oh, wow. All kinds of neat stuff in there. Okay. Well, I'll keep it in there for now. Ah, crap. Where's my just basic files and all that other crap? I'm not even too sure where I put it. Do I wanna say it? Where's my just basic right now? Give you that. All right. Whereabouts is that the problem I was having before? It doesn't. Oh yeah, because I didn't open it as administrator probably. Yay! Yeah, I could put it into a something or other. Or I could get really creative and just put it somewhere else. Sounds like a plan. I don't know what that means, but whatever. Okay, so that's a start. So now I got to get back into the help files to the load bitmap again. So load bitmap. I'm not too sure where it gets that from, what folder it gets it from, which makes it really interesting because now I have to, I'm going to save my program over to the other side as well. On the dark side. Yeah. So I'll put the program, the source code into RTS Yardmaster. And we'll call it RTS Yardmaster. All right, where's that load bitmap thing? Graphics box, open yard test for window. Load bitmap. Okay, so load bitmap. All right. Here. Come down here. So I can see the damn thing. Okay, so load bitmap. Schematic. I don't know what landscape means. Oh, yeah, okay. Schematic, comma, oh shit, what's it called? Oh, man. I'm doing good tonight. Recent places. Give it to me. Give it to me. Oh, Jesus. One of these. Why did I call it RTS? Jeez. It's not ZTS. No! No, 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 no. Where am I? Hold on. Hold the phone. Where'd it go? Alright, you go here. I don't even know what the hell. I got a program open still? Really? What the hell was... Oh, man, I had that many programs open? Really? I didn't even notice. Okay, okay. Well, I saw all these things here. I thought they were just old commands or something. Alright, well, that one's crap, too. Okay. That looks good. I like that. I don't like that. Terminate program. Yeah, sure. Oh, jeez. Okay, oh, this is the name I wanted to use. Okay, gotcha. RTS, ZTS, BNSF, Bakersfield.bmp, I think. Is that what I wanted to call it? Sure. Yeah. Awesome. Okay. That's supposed to be close win.g. I don't know what the hell that means. How about that? I don't know if it's going to like that or not, but I'll try it anyways. Print number sign w.g, comma. Yeah. Schematic? Nope. Background. Background, schematic. Note that simply setting the background bitmap does not cause the background image display on the screen. See the section on drawing and collision detection to find out about updating the display. Just tell me how to do it. I don't want to draw sprites. I don't want to do anything to do with... Here, draw a bitmap. How about that? Draw a bitmap. How about that? Will this work? It makes it sound like it can. Ooh. Something tells me this ain't gonna work. Of course it won't. Access denied. Ooh. Oh, jeez. Okay. So, do I really have to go there? Will it work if I do this? We'll try. Oh, oh. Oh, oh. Meant to do backslash. Alright. Let's see if this works. A PITA. Now what's your problem? File system access denied. See error log for more information. I really don't want to. Access denied. Alright. So I'll tell you what, I'm going to save this over. I'm going to put it back into my C drive. If it lets me. If it lets me. It's got to let me first. I'm surprised it did that. I don't know if it'll let me do it, but let me just try it. Program files x86. Maybe just basic was opened. Alright. So, what is this called again? Oh, yeah. Yes, yes, yes. What are we gonna call this thing now? Because it's getting tired of different names. How about we try? Yeah, we can try that. Oh, it likes that one. All right, I'm going to try loading it that way. I'm back on the C drive now. I don't know if that's the issue with it. It gets really goofy when it comes to administrator functions and putting stuff in the program drive, and I don't know where Just Basic is pulling it out of right now. So just in case, let me pull it back out. That is my copy. And then I will put it back into yeah, where am I? That don't look right. Oh, okay. I don't have that many stuff over there, really? I didn't think I did. Alright, so we're gonna... Why is it that I think it wants that bitmap folder? I don't know where it wants it, to be honest, but I'm gonna try putting it here. For now. Just to see if it's gonna work, and if it doesn't, well, that's okay. We'll figure it out. Maybe syntax error. Okay, so it doesn't like draw. Okay, yeah. Well, at least we got to it. That's a good sign. Index. Draw bitmap. What does this do? Why doesn't it just give me the command? Wow. Here. Ah, I hate that one. Drawing for Windows. Okay, print handle. Flush. Graphic commands. Oh, there's so much crap in here. It's unbelievable. Oh, you got to be kidding! I got to draw the bitmap at the bit. Ugh. All right. Fine. Here, you go here, Mr. Help. Print number w.g. Yeah, okay. The bitmap name? Oh. Yeah, sure. Comma. Yeah. And So I loaded it, which I think I did. Now I'm going to draw the... Why didn't... I don't know where I got the load bitmap from before, but hopefully that's right. Draw bitmap schematic, I guess. Yeah, sure. I thought that background, print background schematic would do it. Unless I'm missing something, but anyways. Here, 0 is 0. Now let's see what it does. That didn't work. Oh, it doesn't like that. Okay, here. Are you happier with that? Yeah, you didn't do nothing. You didn't do a thing. Is there any other programs open all over the damn place? Nope, there isn't. Oh, that's neat. I love graphics. Okay, here. Let's go with the load bitmap. Oh, I see. Loads a standard WinMap file on the disk space. The name is a string chosen to describe the bitmap being loaded as the file name is the actual name of the bitmap disk file. Once loaded, the bitmap can then be displayed in a graphics window. Oh, maybe that's the problem. Alright, maybe I have to go a different way here. Let's try this. I'm going to try it this way instead. I'm going to go with 50 and 50. Let's see if it helps. Oh, I saw it! I saw it flash before my eyes. Maybe I don't need to do it. Maybe it was there all along. And oh, okay, I see it now. I need the wait command again. Wait. So I need to wait. And then unload bitmap. Yeah, whatever the hell it's called. Copy image? No, not copy image. Schematic. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, let's see if this works. No. Okay. Yes, okay. Let's try 20. Because I saw something there when it did it last time. It was there. I saw you. What am I waiting for? Alright, why is it not liking? Do I have to make it bigger? I don't even know what those parameters are for, to be quite honest. Okay, forget this unloading crap. That's when the program when it exits. So I'm gonna get rid of that for now. No, I ain't doing it either. I don't know what those parameters are. I imagine those are X, Y's, but they're not really telling me too much in the description. That was there that time for a brief second, and then it just... Alright. Well, let's try here. I'm gonna take that out because I believe it's causing harm. Or one of them's causing harm. I'm not too sure which one's causing harm, to be quite honest. Here, let's try that. Alright. Loads a standard window bitmap file onto the disk. The name is the string chosen to describe the bitmap being loaded is the actual name of disk. Once loaded, the bitmap can then be displayed in a graphics window. Okay. Feels like I've been going around in circles here. What happened to the background? Okay, background ain't doing nothing. Okay, let me try something else here. I don't know what background is, but... And I don't know where I got that from, but... Let's try, no, I don't even want to close it. Unfortunately, I would have to if I did. Yeah, that ain't gonna do nothing. Let me try wait again. Let's see if I can get... No, see, that's it right there. So now I'm wondering, is it something to do with this? Because I got window height, window width, and I just noticed graphic box. I don't know where that came from. I don't think that's doing anything, to be honest. Oh, that's interesting. Window height, window width, graphic box, WG. Gotta see what the graphic box command does now. Okay, that's a totally different thing now. That's adding it to a window. So I got the wrong command here. Jesus, Murphy. I'm not too sure where I'm getting some of these commands from, but it's really... Whoops. I don't want a graphic box. Wow, it's 10:20. This sucks. Well, I'm glad I accomplished... I almost accomplished as much as I did the other night, which is diddly squat. I should have went out to watch trains. I really should have. Yeah. I gotta... Here's the problem. Okay, first of all, I don't know what the hell I'm doing, which is annoying as hell because then I get really discouraged quick. See, I can print. I can plot text boxes to show up anywhere in a window or any type of window, likely without issue. It's these graphic commands that I'm totally not familiar with, and it's different than what I'm used to with BASIC. I'm not used to this opening, this graphic box opening, because everything with Windows was all about making it with all these GUIs, graphic user interface, to make all these things. So the graphic box is something that pops up in a normal window. Well, I don't even have a window open, as far as I know. Well, I do, but I guess I'm popping a graphic box inside a window or something. So trying to get it to display and stay on. The idea was I was going to put the bitmap into the graphic box, then I was going to start putting the text fields on top of it. I still may do that. I still likely will do that if I feel as though I can't get it. But the biggest thing that put me down the wrong path tonight was the whole character thing. And the only way I can see getting around this, if I open the notepad up for a second, I'll show you what I mean. The only way I can see possibly getting around this, it would be looking something very similar to this. So I'm not too sure. I could look at the characters or whatever the hell. Doesn't matter. Now this may be depending upon how it was done or whatever. See, the problem is the spacebar. The spacebar itself creates a... See what I mean? So already when you're printing it, it's looking like crap. It's because each character doesn't have a uniform width of pixels. So, like when it formats, say for example, CN 3506, you see what I mean? There's 6 characters. Barstow's down at the bottom. Even that doesn't show right. So already the font actually, I don't know if I can get a font that. Hang on a second here. Never thought of this. What's the other, the Windings? Okay, hang on a second. I gotta try this for a second. This is, you know, then you get into the. All right, well that's neat. I may have to look at the optique bold clitic samples. Okay, script symbol whatever. Arial. What's the script? All right. Let me try system. That might work. Now, see, it's already this is too modern to do what I want it to do, and that is to retrodate the display to go back to what computers look like, not the nice spaced out fonts that I can't explain it without emulating it. Hang on a second here. I wonder if there is a dot matrix font. It's worth a shot. All right. That's what I'm talking about. That's interesting. All right. So now something's just gotten my attention. And that is, can I make it really retrograded, make it into a dot matrix font that will space it out appropriately? I'm not too sure if it can or not. Well, actually, you know something? I'm going to go ahead with the font and see dot matrix. I don't even know where to download a font, to be quite honest. I've never actually downloaded a font before. Yeah, that's how long it's taken my C drive to load. Well, you know, didn't accomplish as much as I wanted to tonight, unfortunately. But at least I got the premise in. I've started getting at it. Holy crap. Where is it? Okay, here it's right here. Never mind. True type what? Okay, the fonts are freeware. That's nice. So, how do you install a font? I don't know how many it's got, though, or if it's got everything. Because by the looks of it, it doesn't have all the characters I need. And if that's the case, I might create my own font. So, okay, we got to download a dot matrix font. That's nice. Now, we might be getting somewhere here. Like I said, it makes it really nice and pretty, and it's not spacing it out properly. And I want it to space out properly. I want a space to actually go so many pixels, not just whatever the hell it's calculating in the font file. So let me get the notepad out of there. Forget that. Don't save that. Help. Just basic help. Let's go with fonts for a second and just see. We'll do index. How to specify fonts. Okay. In just basic, there are many places to specify fonts. Yeah, I should have let that one go. Stupid thing, internet bounced off of me again. Next time I'll just let it go, guys. So it's like 10:34 if it goes again. That's the first time tonight, so okay. Font Arial 14. Okay. In the above example, the line print font example font contains a font specification. Everything after the word font is the specifier. All right, that's nice. Ooh. I'm just reading in this. See, the problem is I don't know as far as what I can do at various fonts and all that other crap. Jesus, Murphy. I never thought I would be getting into fonts tonight. Because normally I don't think about these things. Format. Font. Do I have dot matrix? I already think I checked this, but... See, I don't want to necessarily use that font, but what I want to do is get into... I don't have to necessarily be the dot matrix font. I'm not worried about dot matrix. Dot matrix font's more of what the printer looks like. It's not the display. What I want is a fixed width, if that is possible. But I'm not too sure what is a fixed width font. So let's go one more here. Standard Windows fonts. No, that. Okay, so Courier New. All right, let's try that. It says Courier New is a fixed width font. So I'm in the system right now. Let's go with Career New. Regular. Ooh. That's what I'm talking about. You mean I've been playing around with graphics windows all night and I could have been doing this? So, anyways, we're now... So this is what I wanted. Let me see if this works. That's exactly what I wanted. Alright. Can I change the font? Never mind this window height crap. Goodbye. I'm not playing with graphics if I can help it. How do I change the font now? How to specify fonts, help document. Yeah, I know how to do that part. Okay, index. That's text window commands. I don't want to do that. Back. No. I'm getting there. Unfortunately, I'm running out of time because I gotta get some sleep pretty soon. Okay, let me display that again. That's not text, graphics, windows. How to specify windows and dialog commands are... I wish there was another way of... It's gotta be a... I wonder if there's a keyword. No. And just basically, there are many places to specify fonts. This is done using the font command string containing the font face name, the size of the font, optional modifiers. Okay. As drawing in a graph, setting font commands to text controls. The font command is preceded by an exclamation point character. See, those are all print commands. This is Courier New. The font command is preceded by an exclamation point character when sent to controls that allow text to be printed to them, such as static text. Okay, well, I'll try that. No, that didn't do it. Well, I'm really getting tired of this help command because it says it can do it in a lot of places. Draw in a graphics window using. I might have to do that. I don't care about size and pixels or any of that. See, that's opening a graphics window. I don't want to open a graphics window. I'm trying to avoid a graphics window. I'm going to try a couple more places. Windows and dialog commands. How to specify fonts. I've already in how to specify. View text window commands. All right. I'll try this once. And I got a funny. What the hell? Why isn't my keyboard working? Uh-huh. All right. I'm going to try this. Open, got my caps on here. Open example for text as number 1. Print number 1. Let's do the font. Font Courier New. I don't like this print number 1 thing now. Yeah, see, those are text window commands. I don't want to do that. Dang it. Font's not a command. Now, wonder if there's a specification in the print command. I've never thought of that. We got 10, at least less than 10 minutes. Really? I wanted. Let's never mind the weight. I don't think that's going to change anything. No, let's back at one more check here, and then I will call it the night because we're not getting where I need to. I'm gonna try one more Google thing. That's Liberty Basic. Yeah, print number. I'm just looking. Teacher's Guide to Color Scheme, True Basic. Never mind that. Well, it's not taking me anywhere, unfortunately. Wow. I never thought this would be this complicated. Honestly, once I've figured this out, and I apologize for dragging this on way too much further because we really didn't accomplish much tonight, which is kind of disappointing. I'm gonna have to research this a little bit, but I'm sure there's a way. At least I know, relatively speaking. I don't know if I can do this setup. That's the editor font. See, the editor font's a totally different thing. I don't know if the editor font, if once you've set the editor font, will it stay in the windows? The problem is, like I said, this is trying to take an older language and make it adaptable to newer computers and newer operating systems, and putting dinosaurs like me out of business. Although I'm not into business, so. But the whole idea of the fixed width, I didn't realize that there were fixed width fonts. Those are meaningless unless I'm able to specify, basically the font of. See right there. I'm now in a window. Oh, okay, wait. Okay. Let's forget about this for a second. See, that's a window right there. I don't know why. I'm beginning to wonder if I may end up creating a text window and try to do all my programs through it. Because I'll show you why. Because once that is there, it's pretty easy. Instead of doing the print command, I'm printing to number 1, which I've opened as an example for Texas window. I can change the whole thing. So watch this. So now you can see, or you will be able to see by this, notice how the spacing is the same. Now I can change you can change the editors to Courier New pretty easily. Like anybody can change that. So of course now I'm not, wouldn't look quite like that, but the whole idea is, see now you're getting into the Courier New font, and it's lining up. And the important thing is I can go into you can go into any like Notepad or whatever, and you can set up a format so that when you're doing the text file, everything lines up perfectly. You set up your data files, you set up everything, and it's a fixed width. I've never really looked into the fixed width fonts. I've never even noticed there was a difference. I always assumed that they were all fixed width, but apparently I was wrong. And I've seen it before, but this, I'll have to think about the text window. I'll have to think about the graphics window, if I can ever get the graphics window to work. I'm not worried about it being fancy looking as long as it works. That's really the key. Font sizes, and this is the other thing too. Like once I'm into this, now suddenly I can change the entire font size, because I think I can go beyond Courier New. I can actually create the font size. I can create the window size. I can pretty much do everything that I need to do. If the windows, now I don't know if the window size, if it's over the resolution, what happens, or wow, it's already 11 o'clock. Okay, well, can't say I haven't tried tonight. So, I don't know when the next time I'm going to be doing this for a while. We'll see. Let me know, once this posts to YouTube, let me know in the comments. Check out the Wikia. Give me some encouragement, because I'm going to need it. But this is okay. I mean, so far, I think we're on to something. Once we get this part figured out, then it gets a little bit easier, at least to get the data in there. I should be able to get the fields set up the way I want. I don't have to worry about formatting at that point. Then I can start positioning things exactly where I want them, coordinate wise, and that's the important thing, because I'm not trying to fit in. Everything has to fit in these little tiny boxes that would be for data tags, and there'll be 4 letters for a call sign and 6 numbers for the rest. Then I can space everything out from there. So if I know it's going to fit so many, if it's going to fit 80 cars, it's going to you're going to need at least 6, 10, 11. You're going to need at least 800 width, plus the space in between to space it out. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to say the least. I'll save this for now, though. I mean, no, we didn't write much code tonight, unfortunately. But I'm going to do some research on my own and just see how much I can do with this. Maybe I'll come back and we'll explore it together or whatever. Got nothing better to do. Honestly, I like to play the music in the background. That seems to inspire me to do more. But this week, I mean, this was my night. I don't have that much free time right now, unfortunately. It's because my son is home. I have I have my time, and then and I don't regret this at this point because I'd rather be with him. For right now. But as far as what free time I do have, Wednesdays are somewhat busy. Actually, Wednesdays I go on vacation on Thursday and Friday, so I don't even know what's going on Wednesday at this point. So depending upon how he's doing, if he's getting back to normal, I have to figure out how things happen tonight because well, anyways, it's a long story. I won't get into it and bore you, but we're just hoping he's progressing and two steps forward, one step back type thing. So we'll see how things go. And yeah, I'll find out more each day. I'll find out more this week because there's a lot of appointments this week for various people to help him out. So, but we'll see how it goes. Until then, I can't do too much, unfortunately. So I wouldn't mind taking this at work and load this at work because I seem to have more free time at work these days. But or at least I get an hour lunch. I don't need a half hour or whatever. So anyways, I'm gonna call it for now, guys. So thanks for joining me, and I don't know what the hell that was, but anyways, I didn't even read it. So yeah, let me know what you think, and post in the wiki, the RTS wiki forum. Let me know if I'm on the right track. Let me know if you want to see more. No, I can't see if you're posting comments right now on the live stream. I have no idea what you're saying because I don't see what you're doing. I just see the screen that's here. That's it. Okay, guys, have a good one, and we'll see you next time.